The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
There was a fellow whose name was Ramosha. This story happened several hundred years ago in Volozhin. And he was one of the greatest benefactors, one of the greatest philanthropists to ever live. He was a lumber merchant. He owned forests, exceedingly wealthy. And he gave most of his income, most of his fortune, he gave away to different charities. Even the Goyim, the Gentiles, they respected him, they knew him to be a major icon and philanthropist. One day the wheel of fortune turned and he lost everything. He was devastated. He lost everything, all his possessions. He lost his entire fortune. And he was so devastated, he was so upset, he didn't know what happened here. Why did this happen? He went to Reb Chaim Volozhin. Reb Chaim Volozhin, of course, knew him. Reb Chaim Volozhin said, it doesn't make sense. Somebody who gave so much tzedakah to lose everything, we have to convene a bezdin of dayanim, a very, very outstanding Talmidei Chachamim, and they're going to have to configure why he lost all his money. What happened here? They met, and they said the only avera that they could come up with that he did in his lifetime was maybe that he gave more than a fifth of his money away. Reb Chaim Volozhin said, I don't buy that. That can't be why he lost his money. As a matter of fact, there's a Chachmas Adam that says, that paskins, that if a person is fabulously wealthy, they're allowed to give more than a fifth. And the halacha is that for Hatzalas Neshamas, you're allowed to give more than a fifth. There are different heterim to give more than a fifth. So Reb Chaim Volozhin said that can't be the reason. He says, Sarachiyah Gadol. It requires great understanding. We don't understand why he lost his money. But this fellow Ramosha, because he lost all his money, he had no business, he ended up going to the Beis Medrash and he learned. And he learned and learned and learned until he started amassing tremendous amounts of Torah knowledge. And his children saw him learning and they caught the bug. It was infectious. It was contagious. They wanted to also learn. And they loved learning. If he was in the lumber business, they would have gone into the lumber business. He ended up becoming so great in Torah that the Kavna Bezdin chose him to be a dayan on this very, very prestigious, coveted Bezdin. And he ended up becoming so great that his son married into Reb Chaim Volozhin's family. And who was his grandson? None other than Reb Yosef Dov Halevi Soloveitchik, the Beis Halevi. And who were his offspring? The most prominent rabbinic dynasty in Jewish history, perhaps. The Soloveitchik family. You have Soloveitchiks, Brisker, Rabbanim, and Rosh Yeshiva all over the world. All because one man lost all his money. Reb Chaim Volozhin used to say that now we understand why he lost his money. So that godless should come, because when someone's too pampered or spoiled, they don't have that struggle, then the ruchnius, the spirituality, is hard to attain. It just doesn't always reconcile. It doesn't always stim. It's not always so compatible. When you have too much luxury, then the spirituality is lacking. He says, and that's why they had to lose the prosperity. They had to lose the finances so they could taste the spirituality and become the greatest, I think one of the greatest, if not the greatest family, in Jewish life to exist.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org